I disrespect you respectfully. Respectfully.
Right. So on the PAC end, you have the federal PAC, and then you have the state, essentially state PACs. You go through the filing process, all that stuff. So the federal PACs can only focus on federal related issues. So either you're in support or oppose someone running for office, from House, Senate, or president, or you're for or against an issue. Okay. Now, in terms of using that money to support candidates, what a lot of organizations have done is they raise money and then they do an endorsement process. And the endorsement process is they're essentially saying, we're for this candidate. We're going to give this candidate X amount of dollars, and there are limits on the federal and state level that you can give. And then on the back end, what they do is whatever they give the candidate their maximum amount allowed, and then on the back end, they come up with their own strategy to support that candidate, whether it's through radio, mail, Facebook ads, whatever the deal is. Right. And then you can spend as much as you want for that cause on behalf of that candidate.
Got you. Which is something that you can't do as a donor.
You can't, yeah. You can't do that individually. Well, you can, but yeah.
The waters get murky, right?
Yeah. So so from the PAC end, you can do that. Now, where the conflicts come in is that, and a lot of PACs have gotten in trouble for this, you can't coordinate. So if, for example, if Tom is running for Congress, we'll say, I have a PAC, I endorse Thomas, and I say, hey, here's the money for that endorsement support. And then on the back end, Thomas and me can't sit down at the table, come up with a strategy so that I can spend my $100,000 on your behalf. Essentially, I give you whatever money I'm going to give you for the endorsement, and then I have to create a separate strategy that you know nothing about. You have no idea how I'm going to spend the money. You just know that I'm going to spend the money on your behalf.
Okay.
And
so you're saying me as a PAC, and you're running, I can only give that money to you.
To the limit, whatever the limits are. And then the money I have in the bank, my cash on hand, I can spend it however which way I want to in support of you. But you can't give me any insight or any advice on how to spend the money.
So the PAC can't actually give guidance to the politician on how to spend the money.
And vice versa.
Vice versa. Okay.
Yeah.
Got you.
Right.
Okay.
And so that's what people get into.
So it's literally just it's only really used as a conduit and not a management or strategic entity.
Right.
Got you.
And so what I've often told folks as a loophole around that is that before the PAC even starts, the parties involved need to sit down,
set those parameters,
have that conversation before a single dollar has been transferred over to anyone.
Yep.
Once they have the idea of what direction they want to go ahead and move forward with setting up the PAC. And then and that's how a lot of the bigger PACs work anyway. Before anything is raised on behalf of a candidate or something's formally put on paper, they have those conversations. So when you have something, what was it? So like Lincoln Project, a bunch of Republicans got together, talked within the Republican Party. The folks who were against Trump within the Republican Party said, "Hey, this is how we want to frame the narrative against Trump."
Okay.
Give your feedback. Everyone put the 2 cents in, and then they went ahead and formed the Lincoln Project, and then spent millions of dollars.
So you can actually strategically plan prior to giving.
Prior to giving them money.
Once that money exchanges hands, it's hands
done.
off. Got you.
And that's the loophole. That's the loophole.
Right. Got you. Now, can you strategically plan while you're raising the funds that are coming into the PAC?
No. Once the PAC, you can't raise money until the PAC is filed officially anyway.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you're raising money, the PAC has already been filed.
Got you.
And so at that point you become restricted by the law.
Okay.
And it works similarly on the state level. There are a little bit more loopholes based on what state you're in. If you remember, there was a loophole in DC for a very long time where LLCs could give to campaigns and PACs. And if you remember, in Jack's campaign, we used to get checks that came in for $40,000 at a time from bar club owner. Yeah.
Jack
get stupid money on that campaign.
he was so plugged in though, man. It was like, he was super plugged in.
Yeah. I mean,
all right. Well, yeah, I think that's a good place to kind of end the conversation because, like I said before, at the end of the day, it's about capital. Right. It's about bread and how you use that money to push things forward. So I mean, this was a good convo, man, and I'm pretty sure we'll probably.
I don't feel none of y'all pain. Y'all Y'all ain't take none of these risks. I don't feel none of y'all made the decisions I made to be real with this shit. I don't trust none of y'all motives.
So about the media.
Media company, man. So like that's the long game. That's long term. So we got the podcast, and then we want to highlight stories that track with the podcast content, right? So like black stuff, black politics, black life.
Right. One day. That'd be a game changer.
That's the long game, bro.
Let's do it.
Motion picture. You know, Bob.
I don't feel none of y'all pain. Y'all ain't take none of these risks. I don't feel none of y'all made the decisions I made to be real with this shit. I don't trust none of y'all motives. I know you lacking the code.
Since D.W. Griffith's Birth of a Nation in 1915, the black male image has been under assault. There is one thing that does not exist, and it needs to exist. Black male media, by black men, for black men.
Loving you.
I wanna see my dogs on the mountaintops. Them niggas only ballin' when they